So we're going to start off now, and I'm going to search for an opponent. And, okay, we get one straight away. A FIDE Master, Squirrels from England, who, if I'm not very much mistaken, that would be FIDE Master Peter Roberson, who I think has a couple of IM norms. What am I going to play here? Okay, let's go e6. And see what I'm going to do here. Okay, let's play a classical Dutch. Knight there, knight c3, all of these things coming out. Let's go out with bishop b4. The bishop's normally placed on e7 in these lines, but hey ho. Just thought I would mix it up a little bit here. Wonder if I can go a5 safely in this position. Little bit unclear. Maybe I should really not bother with it. Maybe I should just take on c3 straight away. But it might confuse him a little bit. Well, yeah, I thought he could do this, but now I can come back with this. Maybe his idea is to go a3, bishop a5, and then just queen takes a4 and grab a pawn. It's a bit greedy, but looks like he can get away with it. Can I go knight e4 here? b4, bishop d7. Well, I'm not losing large amounts of material, so that's good. Having said that, I thought I was going to play well tonight. I don't think I've started off in the best fashion, but it shouldn't be a disaster just yet. Plenty of time to turn this game around. Okay, let's just bring this bishop back. Maybe go knight d7 to f6, queen e8 to h5, and get some attacking going here. b4, then knight c6, he just got bishop b2. No, I don't like the way this game has started off at all, really. Well, what to do? Let's just go knight d7 and bring this knight around. At least the bishop's not actually getting trapped here. Going to try and play very, very quickly, so that at least I'm giving myself a chance on the clock. Of course, the time limit in this game is 3 minutes for each side. No increment, no added time per move. So if you run out of time, you just lose the game. That is it. Knight g5. Okay. Well, what do I want to do about that? I guess I can just take this. He'll go queen takes, of course. And now knight d5? Because he won't really want to give up the bishop for the knight. It leaves his king a bit exposed if he gives up this fianchettoed bishop. But the big problem is that I haven't really recovered from losing that early pawn. And this bishop on a7 is still shut out of the game. And now e4. I guess I really have to take that off. Takes. And I need to bring this bishop back into the game. Sad as it seems, there's no move that's really better than bishop to b8 here. I just need to find time to get completely developed. But obviously my opponent is not allowing me that time just now. Time is a luxury that I do not have. Let's force that bishop away. Which way will he recapture? I'm pretty certain he'll take back with the knight here. But I can go queen f7 and hit f2. Yeah, maybe he just needs to go back with the knight. I have managed to keep it to just the single pawn. And my pieces are starting to come out now. Maybe if he goes knight back, I've got bishop a6. It's not a good thing that I'm down on the clock as well, though. That definitely reduces my chances of making a comeback in this game. But if I can just start to catch up slowly and bring all of my pieces into the game, then maybe I've got a chance here. I was just considering queen f5, but I realised he had bishop e4 against that. So I wonder if a4 is a good move. I guess I could maybe win the pawn back. Rook c8's a bit of a wet move there, but I just needed to play something quickly. I am starting to catch up on the clock again. Let's go queen f5 and do a bit of annoying stuff. Hit this, bishop e4, queen h5, and I now just want to double with rook f6 and rook c f8. And starting to feel a little bit more confident. I wouldn't say I'm favourite by any stretch, but I really have a better chance than I did before. I'm just moving my king to the corner because I want to bring my knight in. He's going to go knight e5. Oh, I could have just taken the knight for free. Oh, I've started moving so quickly that that I'm missing just big opportunities. But oh well. I'm pretty certain that there's a comeback still possible here. Let's go queen e2. That looks really annoying. Oh, no, it doesn't. It looks like it loses a queen. One of the two. It either looks really annoying or it loses the queen. And closer examination, it seemed to be the latter. Oh no. I think my comeback has been stopped in its tracks. The key moment was, I'm going to say, was around the time that I didn't take his piece off for free, when I should have done, because taking pieces for free is most of the time a good idea, even in blitz chess. Doesn't change that much. And yeah, I should probably just resign here. Less than 10 seconds on the clock, and a piece and a pawn down. So I start off with a loss in tonight's hack attack, but okay. My opponent kindly allows a rematch. Since I know him, we might manage to get a sort of best of 5 or best of 7 kind of thing out of this. And I'll go d4 as well. See what he's going to play here. Maybe knight f3. He's going to probably play c5 here. I know he's a bit of a Benoni player, so I'm just going to go c3 to like take some of the fun out of it for him. What to do against g6? I don't really know. I don't really know at all. Oh well. I guess I'm playing a London system now. It's not such a bad opening. Someone told me. But not quite as aggressive as I would normally like to be. Can I go e4 here? Well, we're just going to play e4 and find out. I am kind of out of my theory in this position, so I'm hoping my opponent really doesn't know too much either. Otherwise, I could be in a little bit of trouble. Okay, so back to e3, because he's hitting d4 as well as the bishop. Now e5. Didn't really expect that move. He's going to play knight d4 here, I think. But I was wondering if I could get away with knight b3. He's going to do some interesting things here with f5 at some point. So I'm just going to go bishop e2 and make sure I finish my development quickly. Big plus point, I've not dropped a pawn yet, I don't think. But I don't really like my position anyway. He's going to play f5, and I don't really have that good an answer. Let's go queen b5. Hoping that maybe I can go knight g5 in some positions, but obviously not now, his knight's blockading. Maybe just takes. There were some tricks if I didn't play that with him doing some nasty things involving taking on e4 and sacks on h3 and the knight on f3 being on pre. So I just wanted to sidestep all of this, but I am slightly short on bishops here. I've got a couple of knights and this pawn on d5. Maybe I can put this knight on f3 as well. He can go g5 in response. This is kind of really interesting, actually. Or at least I think it's really interesting. What's better here, is it the two bishops in the wide open board or the two knights? Well, almost always you'd say the two bishops, but this knight on e5 is quite a good piece. I'm a little bit behind on the clock again, but this is starting to look a little bit ropey for my opponent. Oh, it kind of feels like I should be close to having a win here, but I can't seem to find anything clean. He's got to play bishop f8, rook in. He'll play bishop b7 here, but then I've got rook back to e6. Yeah, this is what I thought. And now he takes. I could even take back with the pawn. Although I'm not convinced that that's any good. I should probably just recapture with the rook if he takes it. And he decides not to. But now maybe a check. Yeah, a check. Bishop takes, rook takes. I think I pick up a piece. He has to take it because otherwise rook takes rook. Yeah. Unless I've missed something here, I should be winning. And I've still got a minute 13 left on the clock. It's comfortable enough. Queen f6, rook takes b7, and this rook on e1, I can double on the 7th rank. And yeah, so it seems like the two knights worked out well in this game. Yeah, my opponent's just searching for some kind of trick. But I don't think that there should be any way back for him here. Oh, I've just seen a nice idea. If rook e7, if he goes rook takes d5, I can go rook d7. There we go. And because of the pin of the rook on d5 to the king on g8, I'm picking up a further rook here. At least I think I'm picking up a further rook. Oh, he's going to play queen takes e7, doesn't really matter. I'll go rook takes d8. And king there, rook d7. He's going to resign. Yeah. And so we do equalise the match at 1 game apiece. I'm just asking him in the chat if he fancies making it a best of 5. What to play? Knight c3, but I go d5. Put a pawn in the centre if he's not going to. He says sure. So there we have it. It is confirmed as a best of 5. And we're now transposing back into a French. 3 knight c3. He kind of knows all the different lines that I play here, but I'm going to try knight f6 and see if I can confuse him. Normally he plays the Tarash with knight d2, so I'm not certain he'll know what to do in these lines. And this knight c6 move is a little bit tricky against h4. And now queen g4, I believe I can play f6. I think this is correct. Because queen takes e6, I meet with knight takes e5. And there I can just meet with knight takes. And now I think I can castle with a reasonable position. I'm a little bit sketchy on my theory. I play a few different variations against 3 knight c3, bishop b4 and knight c6 and knight f6 and d takes c4. So the downside of that is that I can never remember any of them particularly well. But then again, it's a little bit tougher for my opponents to prepare for it. But I think that I've got the theory okay in this game. And now the question is this h4 move any use at all from my opponent, or is it just a bit of a weakness? Well, it's a bit of both, to be honest. I know that's a cop-out answer, but time will tell. Maybe that's a better answer. Can I go knight e5? I'm going to play knight e5 and find out. It certainly doesn't lose. I didn't think he was going to play b3, but now he's played it. It looks really sensible, and I kind of wish I hadn't allowed it. So I'm going to take on c3 and go h6. Because I'm a bit concerned that he has an attack. So, if he takes on e7 and I go queen takes, one of my ideas is that it would be really nice to go e5. If my opponent is trying to play incredibly positionally, he could play takes, queen takes, and then bishop b5, aiming to give up this bishop for the knight, and then use this e5 square as an outpost for his knight. On the downside, where is his king going to castle? Because he's gone h4, it's much harder for him to castle kingside here. And because I've taken on c3, it's much harder for him to castle queenside. So it's still a very tense, unclear position. Both of us are using a reasonable amount of time early on in this game. I have a minute and 50 seconds, and he has a minute 30. Just going to adjust the microphone a tiny bit, because I actually couldn't see my clock very easily there. And it's always useful to know how much time you've got left. Bishop goes back to e3. Maybe bishop f6 and e5. I really do want to play e5. On the flip side, I don't want to get mated. And I kind of think he's going to go knight g5. Oh, he's gone queen d2, and he wants to go bishop takes h6 and mate me that way. Well, if I go queen e7, then that seems unlikely, because my queen is going to help out a lot. And I just want to find time to go e5. I mean, I'm basically just saying play some bad moves so that I can go e5. And bishop e5 may not be a bad move. I need to calculate here. e5, bishop takes c6. Can I flick in d takes e4? No. Bishop takes d5 is check. Oh wait, I need to stop calculating and start making moves. e5. So if he takes on c6, I'm just going to play pawn takes. And then takes, and then knight takes, queen takes, yeah. The pace has picked up immediately in this game, and he wants to swap the queens off. I mean, I've never seen such a tactic before. I mean, okay, now if I'd swap the queens there, it's just going to be a draw, but suddenly, now that I haven't swapped the queens, I might be getting mated. Panic stations? Panic stations... And now I'm going to offer the exchange of queens. Oh dear. Well, I did try for all of a move to keep the queens on. And I'm trying for one more move. I think he's going to move the queen away. Okay, he decides not to. And then takes, and then here. I'm actually a little bit worse. I don't like my position very much here. I don't like it at all, actually. But oh well. And I'm down to 27 seconds against 46. Not quite certain where my trick is coming from. Gonna sacrifice a pawn here in order to get some play again. And let's see what happens. Ooh, little tactic there from my opponent. But I'm starting to create a few threats of my own. Oh... And he's kind of stopping them, but no big surprise, I suppose. Let's get this rook going in. Oh, I could have expected g4, and he played h5. That was a much better move, wasn't it? Oh, am I getting mated? Not quite. But it's still quite hopeless. I mean, I probably should resign. I should definitely resign. Something's stopping me from resigning. I guess it's the fact that neither of us have that much time here, but even so. Oh, just about holding on there. Gonna offer him a draw just so that he doesn't complain that I flagged him. Oh. Don't like the way that this is going. Oh, and that was checkmate. Well, I almost caught up on the clock. That was quite a good game, I think. I should probably have swapped the queens when he offered them. So he takes a 2-1 advantage. So now I have to win both of the remaining 2 games in order to stand... Well, in order to win this best of 5. So I'm going to play 1e4. Stick to my normal opening repertoire rather than the d4 that I played earlier on. Knight e5 is a touch unusual, but there's nothing wrong with it. Just going to go back to e2 and seek to avoid his early game shenanigans. Wonder if I can play e5 here and get anything done. Almost certainly not. Let's just play it. Because at least if it doesn't work, I will have learnt something. Because it's not just about winning lots and lots of games. It is sometimes about learning something. Just not very often. Okay, let's give a check. See which way he blockades. I think he should blockade with the bishop here, and I'm going to play knight takes. Yeah. If he went knight there, I was considering queen f3. But, well, I quite like my opening here. Getting this early d4 break. Guess I come back with the bishop to e2. Put it on f3 in some positions. And d5 just to open up some lines. Pretty certain he's going to go bishop somewhere and get castled fairly soon. Let's go queen g5. Just make it harder for him to develop this bishop. But I haven't really developed that many pieces, so not sure how much of an attack I've got going here. Going to set up a slightly sneaky threat. If he plays knight takes c2, I've got bishop b5 mate. But yeah, in terms of sneakery, it was kind of low. I can't take on g7 in any of these positions because of rook g8, of course, here. But I think he's just going to castle and I'll play knight c3. And we can get on with some kind of normal game. Where I do have the two bishops. My queen's a bit vulnerable opposite this bishop on e7. But if he moves the knight to d5, for example, I can always go somewhere and then hit something. That's an interesting move. Bishop takes c4, knight takes c2, rook d1, queen moves, rook b1. It's not great. Is bishop f5 any better? Yeah, let's just play it. So I think he'll take that off. Unless I'm missing something in my calculations. Which is very, very possible. I have missed the odd tactic. I missed him putting a piece on pre, to be in fairness, in the very first game. So I could easily be missing something. He goes g6. Okay. Oh, maybe I'm missing g6. I might play rook d1 here. I don't know. I don't really like my position. So I'm going to try and get out of it with trickery. Because he can't take with the pawn because it's pinned to the king. And he can't take with the knight because of rook takes queen. But I just don't know if this is working. I'm honestly playing rook d1 because the alternatives didn't look good, rather than because it looked a particularly amazing move. But I don't see anything yet that wins outright against this. I mean, h6 is interesting, I suppose. But, and he's played h6. I successfully predicted a move. Because now if queen g3, he's got knight takes there. Even that's not clear. Queen takes, queen check, king there, queen there, queen takes, knight takes f5, rook takes d8, I think this is alright. I don't know. This is really complicated. I mean, I've got 52 seconds. I mean, this is... so if pawn takes, I'm trying to go queen g5, king h8, queen h4 check, and then queen takes knight, picking up the knight on d4. And if knight takes, I want to go rook takes d8, knight takes queen, rook takes a8, rook takes a8, bishop takes h6. And in both cases, I believe I come out a pawn ahead. That's what I believe. And my opponent seems to agree, because he's using a lot of time when he can't really afford to. 35 seconds, 34. I'm ahead on the clock for the first time in a while. And we are getting one of these lines played. I don't think rook takes d8 really helps. I can go queen back to f4 here. I think he just has to play knight takes queen. Okay, he has played that. Interesting. Let's just go back to h3. I don't really want my queen attacked. And whatever. Let's see what's going on here. I think this should be winning for me. But, I mean, it's not an overwhelming material advantage by any means, so I have to be very careful. He's going to go rook h8 here, I think. Oh, he's not played rook h8. Oh, I'm fairly certain that I'm winning here. With rook takes e7 and bishop takes f6. He can flick in this knight check, but I just don't think it makes any difference. And take this off. And that should be enough. I'm just a queen for a rook up, even with an extra pawn to boot. 28 seconds against 4. And we go into a deciding match in this best of 5. So a decider. I'm just going to say good luck to my opponent. And we will see what happens in this final game. We are live here on twitch.tv/chess and another e4. Okay, gonna try another French. Maybe play something different. Oh, he's going for a 2b3. Okay. Gonna stick to a proper opening. Really want to win this game. Haven't been winning all that many of these mini-series, so I would like to change that right now. These early lines with queen g4 are actually more dangerous than you might think. I can never really make up my mind how to develop my pieces. Gonna try this early b5. Okay. Right, gonna fianchetto and castle and play f6. I think that's my general plan. Oh, he's gone h4. Well, that kind of changes my mind for me. I don't now want to castle kingside. And I guess he's going to go g4 here. Yeah. So this is a proper hack in the deciding game here. But mostly coming from my opponent. But maybe g5 will mix things up a little bit. He'll go h6 if I go g5. Oh dear. So I'll go queen b6 instead. I really liked the idea of g5. But h6 is just a really annoying intermezzo, and then taking on d4. Couldn't really afford that. None of these niceties like castling and properly developing your pieces and controlling the centre are being observed in this final game. It is pure hack from both sides. And I can already sense a sort of blitz, panic, time trouble scramble at the end of this game. So I will try and stay up on the clock. Queen there. Right, I do want to go g5. Just, it feels like the right move. I mean, maybe it wasn't. It just felt like the right move. I mean, what can you do? If it's not the right move and it feels like the right move, then you've just been duped by your instincts. He's being very aggressive. He wasn't interested in like winning material. But I personally would have taken on g5 had I been in Squirrel's shoes there. Now bishop d6 or f6. Decisions. They're probably all bad decisions. Let's go f6 and then bishop d6. I mean, maybe I should take this pawn on c2 in some positions as well, but I don't know. Honestly, this game is not making... It's probably not making any more sense to me than it is to you. So as much as I would like to say something wise and interesting about this position, I'm just going to keep on playing moves. But it looks like both of us are developing pieces, finally, and castling. I mean, I've castled into a position where he's got a pawn on h6 and I've got a pawn on g5. But other than that, it's kind of sensible. I'm staying a little bit up on the clock. That's a good thing. And I'm threatening mate in 1. That's a good thing. He's going to go queen f5. That's a bad thing. He's gone queen f5. Oh, I wish he hadn't got queen f5. That was annoying. Let's go knight back to f7. He's going to go bishop d6 if I do that. Oh dear. I lost a bit of control there. It all seemed like a good idea. Threaten mate in 1 and all. But, is it still really equal material? Apparently it is. Let's get rid of that knight. It's pesky. And then try and get rid of the queen as well. And rook across. And let's bravely take a pawn. Bravely, bravely, bravely. I think I'm okay if I'm not getting mated. I don't know the answer to the question, am I getting mated? But there we go. No, I do think I'm okay here. 44 seconds against 30 as well. Trying to put pressure on d3 and c2 just behind that. And I'm a pawn up. Okay, so he sacrificed the exchange. He didn't like his position. Either that or he's seen some kind of tactic. But I think the pressure was just too much on the c2 point. So it was a very, very good practical decision. And suddenly I'm under all kinds of pressure here. I just need to hold on with barely any time left for either of us. He's going to go bishop d3, I think. Oh, Let's get the king in the corner before something really nasty happens. And let's swap off a pair of knights. And maybe rook e1 check if I get a chance. Oh, wait. I don't get a chance. Barely defending here. Oh, he's got queen takes g5. Don't play that. Okay, he didn't. Oh, panicking. And stuff is happening. And takes and takes. And queen here. Oh, almost certainly losing in this position. Yeah, completely lost. But oh well, I'll try offering him a draw. He doesn't want it. That's not a big surprise. Is there any chance of me flagging him here? Only a couple of seconds left. Take it off. King there. F2. Takes. Oh no! And I lost on time! The irony is that for the first time I'm suddenly winning. But, oh, good games. Good games. Well done, Peter. That was, there we go. Yeah, so, Squirrel Lols takes that, that best of 5 3-2.